This video will walk you through how to edit custom and McGraw-Hill created assessments in your Open Learning course. To find custom-made, shared, or McGraw-Hill created assessments, click Assessments from the navigation menu. You can add and remove questions as well as adjust assessment settings from custom-made and McGraw-Hill created assessments. If the ability has been allowed, you can also edit shared assessments. To create a new custom assessment, click the New Assessment button at the top of the page. In the Create New Assessment pop-up, enter an assessment title, then click the Create Assessment button. To edit an assessment, click on the folder under which the assessment is located. Click on the Options menu to the right of the assessment under the Action column and select Edit from the menu, or click on the assessment name to navigate to the Edit page. Any changes that you make to a McGraw-Hill created assessment will create a copy of the assessment. On the Content tab, you can add or remove questions, edit existing questions, change question order, change the assessment title, as well as preview the assessment as how a student would see it. First, we'll go over how to add new questions to an assessment. Click on the Create New Question button at the bottom right of the assessment page. Select the question type from the available options in the drop-down menu. For information on the different question types, read the O Question Types resource listed below. Enter the question text and answer choices. Depending on the question type selected, make sure to select the correct answer choice for the question. Also, keep in mind that the question fields will vary depending on the question type selected. Enter in any additional question options such as a hint, example, and explanation. These are all optional. You have the option to add a new or existing passage if desired. Click the Create New link to add a new passage to the assessment. Click the Add Existing link to add a passage you had previously created to the assessment. For adding a new passage, on the Create Passage pop-up, enter a title for the passage. In the Content field, enter the text you want for the passage. Click the Add Passage button. This will automatically attach the new passage to the assessment. Click the Create New or Add Existing links to add additional passages to the assessment. Click the radio button next to how you would like the passage to show. Click the Preview link to the far right of the added passage to view what the passage will show as for a student. Click the trash can icon to delete the passage from the assessment. Select the scoring for the question. Scoring options will vary based on the question type selected. For more information on the different scoring options available, refer to the Advanced Scoring Options section of the MHSS Assessment Management document listed below. Once all options have been entered or selected that you would like to have for the assessment, click the Save button. You can also add existing questions to an assessment. These can be questions you created or McGraw-Hill created questions. Click the Add Question button at the bottom right of the page and select Add Existing Question from the menu. In the right pane, you will be able to see all questions that are currently associated with the assessment. To add additional questions, under the Content tab on the left pane, click on the Add From drop-down. Select a search by individual questions, by assessments, or by passages. Next, select the bank in which you want to search for the question from. For questions and assessments, the drop-down list will contain all assessment folders that are found on the Assessments page. For the Passages option, this will allow you to choose from any passages you have created. If you selected Assessments from the first drop-down, you would then need to select an assessment based on the bank you choose. Once you have selected all desired options, you will see a list of questions available to choose from. Use the search field or the filters to narrow down the list of questions to choose. Check the box next to the questions you want to add to the assessment and click the Add button to move them over to the question pane on the right. Click the Preview All button to preview the questions you have checked. From the Add Existing Questions page in the question pane on the right, you can also make edits to any questions that are assigned to the assessment. You can also make edits to the questions in the assessment from the main assessment page as well. To edit a question, select Edit from the Options menu to the right of the question or click on the question link. Click the Remove option in the menu to delete the question from the assessment. To view the question as the students will see it, select Preview from the Option menu. In addition to viewing the question as students will see it, you can also view the correct answer or as how it will show if you were to print it out. Click the Show Question Details button at the top right of the pop-up to view the standards assigned to the question, the web stock level, and the Bloom's level. Use the navigation arrows and drop-down at the bottom left to move back and forth between the questions. Clicking the Remove button will delete the question from the assessment. From the Options menu, you can select to link the questions to the previous or next question on the assessment. Options will depend on where the question is located within the assessment. On the Question Link pop-up, it will show you what questions will be linked together within the assessment. Under the Conditions section, check the Dependent Scoring checkbox if you would like to adjust the scoring for the linked questions to allow full or partial scoring. Click the Create Link button to save any changes. Any questions that are linked together will show a link icon between the questions. To remove the link between the questions, select Edit Link from the Options menu. Click the Unlink button on the Question Link pop-up to remove the link between the questions showing at the top. Click the Save button to save any changes. If you would like to reorder the questions within the assessment, you can easily do so by clicking and holding on the question you want to move and drag it to its new location in the assessment. You also have the option to split the assessment into different sections. To add another section to the assessment, click the New Section button at the bottom right of the page. On the Add Section pop-up, add any instructions you want the students to follow. Then, select any student tools you want them to have access to for that section of the assessment. Click the Add button to save any changes. The newly added section will be added at the bottom of the assessment. Follow the same steps as before to add new or existing questions to the section. Click on the Options menu to edit the section, to move the section up or down within the assessment, or to delete the section. If you delete the section, any questions under that section will also be removed from the assessment. Options available in the menu will depend on the location of the section in the assessment. To make adjustments to the available student settings, click on the Settings tab. Check the box next to any of the feedback and resources and display options you would like to have set for the assessment. For information on the individual options available, refer to the MHSS Online Test Features document linked below. Once you have made all the desired edits to the assessment, click the Save and Exit button at the bottom. The edited version of the assessment will then be saved automatically to your My Assessments folder. For steps on how to assign and grade assessments, refer to the MHSS Assign and Grade Assessments resources listed below. This concludes our look at editing assessments for an open learning course. Be sure to look at the other available help materials for more information about using your open learning programs.